In October 2017, something happened to me that I still don't know whether it was a dream or real. I just know that after that night, I never slept the same again. I was 17 at the time. My family and I lived in a quiet house a couple of streets away from the suburbs of Chicago. It was a peaceful home, with a backyard full of autumn leaf-covered trees and a wooden porch that at night, every step on it sounded like breaking bones. I always had the upstairs room. It had a large window overlooking the backyard, a place where no one would ever suspect anything strange could be seen. It all started with a dream. I dreamed it was 3 a.m. Everything was silent. Just the sound of the wind and some weird rustling from outside. In the dream, I was lying on my bed, exactly the same way I actually was. When I turned my head toward the window, two men were standing there. Black clothes, low-brimmed hats, and faces that had no features, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, just flat, gray faces. They were looking at me, not moving, just existing. They stood there like statues. I woke up screaming. The clock read 3:06. My heart was pounding out of my chest. The window was shut. Outside was pitch black, lit only by a faint, yellow street lamp. That night, I thought it was just a nightmare. Stress from school, exhaustion, maybe a scary movie before bed. But the next night, the same dream happened again. This time, when I woke up, I felt the air in the room was heavier, like something had just been there and left. 3 nights in a row, the same dream. The same two men, the same stare, the same deadly silence. On the 4th night, around 2:50 a.m., I woke up with a strange feeling. I don't know why, but my eyes went straight to the window. They were there. Actually there. 2 men, dressed in black, silent, standing behind the 2nd floor window. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I just stared at them. In those few seconds, or maybe minutes, I felt like I was unraveling. Breathing got hard. I felt awake, but part of my mind was still trapped in the dream. When I finally managed to move my hand, I grabbed my phone and called the police. My shaky voice said, "There are 2 people at the window, 2nd floor. They're just standing there looking at me." The police came. Yard lights turned on. Everyone woke up. My dad opened the door. 2 officers searched the whole place. But no one was there. No trace. Except one thing. Long, greasy fingerprints on the glass of my window. Exactly where their eyes would have been. The officer said maybe someone used a ladder or climbed a tree. But the garden had no footprints. The ground was damp. Any movement would have left a mark. That night, I didn't sleep. My dad left a baseball bat next to my bed. My mom kept whispering prayers. My sister was scared, but she didn't know anything. I just stared at the glass where the fingerprints stayed until morning. The next night, we all slept in the living room, but I went back to my room. I don't know why. Maybe to prove to myself I wasn't crazy. Or maybe because a deep feeling told me that if I didn't go, they'd come looking for me. Around midnight, a sudden wind picked up. The branches were slamming against the windows. I woke up, eyes struck to the ceiling. Then I turned to the window. It was open. I swear I locked it the night before. It had been gently pushed open, like a silent hand had slid it. The curtain swayed with the wind. But what froze my blood was what was written on the wall across from my bed. In jagged, gray handwriting. "Don't be scared. We're just watching." That moment, I let out a real scream. A loud one that woke everyone up. My dad rushed in with the baseball bat, but the window was open and no one was there. Just that message. And sometimes, even now, I still feel like I see it at night. even though we moved out of that house years ago. The next day, I begged my parents to move. I told them something was there that wasn't just a dream. A few days later, we sold the house, moved to a new neighborhood. I never explained why, I just said I didn't feel safe. Now, in these quiet nights, in this new house, sometimes I wake up, breathing hard, and stare at the window. And some nights, just some nights, I feel two shadows standing outside the window. They don't move, they just stare. And it's not a dream, because I see them even with my eyes wide open. 7 years have passed since that night. But even now, if I wake up at 3 a.m., I automatically glance at the window, looking for that cursed sentence. Don't be scared. We're just watching. I'd be grateful if you could like the video before I continue the story. In 2019, the strangest patient I've ever had walked into my clinic. A girl whose terrifying experiences I will never be able to forget. Emily Collins, 21 years old, was a quiet, hardworking student at NYU. When she stepped into my office, there was something in her frightened eyes that instantly caught my attention. She could barely speak, as if each word weighed a ton. Even now, months after it all happened, I still don't know how to tell her story. All I can say is that this girl was haunted by a nightmare beyond anything I've ever encountered. Emily told me, "Doctor, every night when I fall asleep, a faceless man comes and sits by my bed. He just watches for hours. There is this strange silence, not even a sound. But the fear, it burns inside me like a slow fire." At first, I thought it was just ordinary nightmares. But when she began to describe more details, I realized the situation was far more complex. "He told me, 'You won't wake up tomorrow.'" That sentence echoed over and over again in her dreams. And each time, the next morning, she would wake up to something strange. Her body completely paralyzed. She couldn't move at all. It was like she was trapped inside herself. With my background in sleep disorders, I started running tests. MRIs, EEGs, and every neurological exam we could think of showed nothing wrong. Her brain was fine, yet she was being terrorized by nightly visions that threatened her very existence. Emily kept coming to the clinic for weeks, and each time her fear ran deeper. She said that when she fell asleep, the faceless man would appear again. Not a shadow, not some blurry figure, but a being with a terrifying, heavy presence, like he came from another world. She described it like this: "He sits beside my bed for hours, just staring. It's like he's reading something I don't understand. I can't move, I can't scream. I just look back at him." Every time she woke up, her body was paralyzed. Not even a finger would respond. She felt imprisoned in herself, and that fear, slowly but surely, was destroying her life. My medical team and I tried everything: sedatives, psychotherapy, changes to her sleeping environment. Nothing worked. Nothing could wipe those cursed nightmares from Emily's mind. One night, I got a phone call from her. Her voice was so shaky, it chilled me to the bone. She said,
"Doctor, he came again tonight. He said I won't wake up this time."
The next day, when I saw her, she was completely paralyzed. Her body wouldn't move at all, but her eyes were still bright, watching, staring at something beyond this world. Days passed in the hospital. Her condition didn't change. No one knew what to do. She was trapped in a deep sleep, a kind of prison no medicine could unlock. And then one night, Emily slipped away forever. She never woke up again. It wasn't a physical death, but it was like she had crossed into another realm, Her face at the time of passing was calm, smiling even, like she had somehow made peace with that faceless being. Since that day, I've thought over and over, what kind of force in a sleep could have such power? How could the science I believe in fail to explain something like this? Emily Collins, the strangest patient of my entire life, will forever stay with me. If you want to hear more scary stories, make sure to subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subs soon and bring you more.